Welcome to this new Forza Horizon 6 video, where we'll discuss money. I have quite a few things to tell you today, since the new Season 3 update just came out, and the game's economy has been completely transformed. There are farming methods that have completely changed, so we're going to talk about that. But we're also going to talk about a new way to get money very quickly that came with this update. A little special focus on money-making methods, and how to spend your money wisely in Forza Horizon 6. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe for future videos. I'll share new farming methods, money-making tips, or ways to save money in the game as they come out. The first thing I want to tell you is that the skill farming system has been completely changed, completely destroyed with this update. Up until now in Forza Horizon 6, it was possible in custom events or on your property to farm skill points and then use those skill points in the car mastery tree to unlock wheel spins or super wheel spins. To counter this, the developers made it so that after this update, when you farm skill points in your house or in community events, event lab events, it's simply impossible
to earn more than 50,000 skill score.
So here you see, we're going to try to get a really high score like this. I'll show you a bit of how it works. We're going to try to get something like 100,000. And actually, what happens is that usually in Forza Horizon 6, you unlock a skill point every time your banked skill score reaches 50,000. So before, for example, if you got a total skill score of 500,000, like 100,000 times 5, well, you would get 10 skill points since each point is given at 50,000. 500,000 points, that gave you 10 points. Now, actually, what happens is that even if you get 500,000, the game won't count more than 50,000 and will only give you a maximum of 1 skill point. So, let me show you that. Here, we're normally at about 150,000 points, I think. And here, the game only counts 50,000 for us and will always unlock a maximum of just 1 skill point. Anyone who used the property and auction house to farm money can't anymore. The method no longer works. It's been fully patched. So in the end now, the best way to farm skill points is simply to go drift on a drag strip, for example, on a straight stretch so you can keep chaining drifts. And there, in the open world or in a normal race, there's no limit. For example, if you score very high, like 500,000, the game won't cap you and you'll still get your 10 skill points. So yeah, now actually there's really no way to cheat the skill scores anymore. You have to do it like this. It takes a lot of time, even with cars that have good drift stats, or rather, high skill multipliers, for skill points. For example, cars that can reach X8 or X9 compared to X5 for most cars in the game. Well, even with that, it's just become really complicated to get a lot of skill points. On top of that, to really make sure that the method, let's say, of farming wheel spins and super wheel spins through skill points is really dead, the developers also updated the price of certain cars. Up until now, this method of farming skill points was often used on the Subaru. 22B, the Subaru, 22B. So wait, I should have one in my garage. I'll go get it right away. Subaru 22B, with this car, we could use our skill scores to get wheel spins and super wheel spins at a pretty low price, since this car didn't cost much. It cost 80,000. So we would go here, spend our points, and we could get a super wheel spin right away, which meant that we were almost sure to make the car profitable. Because at 80,000, well, with a super wheel spin, most of the time, we would get more than 80,000. So it was basically an infinite money method. Except now, the Subaru no longer costs 80,000 at the dealership. It's gone up to 300,000. So clearly, it becomes much more risky to make this car profitable with that method. If you're lucky enough to hit a big jackpot and profit, good for you. But let's say it's really become risky to use this method to make money because you're going to spend more money than you'll earn. So now, if you want to keep using this method, there are two possibilities. Either you buy the Revuelto, on which, well, you'll actually have to pay a bit more because the Revuelto is still over 80,000. We're talking about a car that's worth 300,000. But this car actually has more rewards you can unlock with skill points and car mastery, since you can get both 3 spins and a super spin for not much. So with all these spins, there's a way to keep making this car profitable. Still, it already costs a lot more and it's not always very profitable. Or there's another method. Well, in this case, you need to have the DLCs. And in that case, you can use pretty much the same method with a Mazda Mad Mike, which costs 95,000. So only 15,000 more than the old price of the Subaru. And with the skill points, You can also unlock some pretty nice perks on it, notably the Super Wheel Spin, which is right here and costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 21 skill points. So there's a way to make it profitable. It's still riskier, let's say, than the old Subaru with the previous prices. And anyway, this car is a DLC, so not everyone will have it. In case you don't have it and you want to buy it, this car is in a car pass that's included with Forza Horizon 6 Premium. Get Premium cheaper with my instant gaming link. Pay up to 40 euros. So if you're interested, if you want to farm this way, or if you just want to buy Horizon 6 for the first time in the Premium Edition, don't hesitate to use my link. It also lets you support my channel for free at the same time.
Another key point about money farming. Since this update, there's now a cap on how much money you can earn at the end of an event. They had already started patching AFK farming in the last update, especially on the Colossus track, where it was no longer possible to do more than 3 or 4 laps without touching the controller and still keep earning money. Now, even if you're not in AFK mode, whether you're in Rivals mode or normal mode, no matter what race conditions you use, it's no longer possible to earn more than 500,000 credits as a reward at the end of an event. And that's true even if you have VIP, even if you're using a Forza Edition car. I tested it myself on the Colossus and it's definitely impossible to get more than 500,000 credits as a reward. So,
I haven't tested every event. Maybe the Goliath.
You might get over 500,000 by doing several laps in a row. It may work in some events, but from what I've seen on Reddit, you can't earn more than 500,000 at the end of an event anymore.
Now, let's talk about a new method that lets you make a ton of money. Because with this update, the developers have kind of lost it so far. They really tried to lock down the auction house economy by capping the price, basically blocking the price of cars, let's say, that are a bit rare, at a level that's not too crazy. This limit was completely removed with the arrival of Season 3, which means that now, any car, a bit rare, so a festival playlist car for example, like the Ferrari Roma we have here, or a reward car from a wheel spin for example, from a super wheel spin. All these cars now can be sold at completely outrageous prices. So, let me show you a little example. Let's take a look, for example, at the Ford F-150 Lightning, which is a reward from Season 1 and Season 2. I can put it up for sale. Wait, there you go. I can put it up for sale for 20 millions. All the rare cars from previous seasons can now be sold for 20 million credits. They've completely lost it. They've lost their minds. Because this is going to create, some pretty surprising things. First, it creates a new farming method for those who play Forza Horizon 6 regularly. So, that's also what I wanted to show you in this video. Very simply, what I recommend you do now is to closely follow my videos or the videos of other YouTubers who announce the season content in advance. For example, imagine you have the Ford Lightning in your garage, and then you see in one of my videos that it will be available to unlock again next season in the auction house. Well, in that case, the best thing to do is to put your F-150 up for sale at the maximum price. That way, you make several million at once. And on top of that, in the next season, you'll be able to unlock it again. And here, I'm giving the example of the Ford F-150, but it works for every rare car in Forza Horizon 6. At this point, we've already gone through 2 seasons. We must have unlocked at least 20 cars in the first 2 seasons, each worth 20 million. That's 400 million credits earned in minutes. So, basically, I think this will increase the rarity of certain cars. It's going to make buying some cars a bit more complicated than before. And it's going to allow those who play the game regularly, those who grind Forza Horizon 6, those who have the time to play it often, well, for them, it's really going to let them make a fortune. So it's an economy that's a bit destabilized right now. I hope that at some point, we'll manage to stabilize it so that we can know in advance how the game will react when we do this or that. Currently, with new auction house prices and the end of traditional farming methods like wheel spins and skill points, our economy is about to change completely. We'll see if people like it more or less. I hope this video has helped you understand the current economy in Forza Horizon 6. Feel free to thank me if you enjoy my videos, and follow me on Twitch for my twice-weekly live streams. We often play multiplayer and especially do the seasons together. We unlock a new car that, by the way, we can resell for 20 million. So, don't hesitate to follow me on Twitch for the next live streams. Don't hesitate to use your Prime as well. And well, listen, I'll see you tomorrow for the next video. Simple as that.